Hey everyone, I'm Kelly Chun, and I wanted to just do a very fundamental getting started training. You may be new. If you are, you're in the perfect place, or you may have been here a little while and you're beginning to grow a team of your very own and want to be better prepared to train them for duplication. Either way, I'm glad you're here, and I want to just go through a few things that I find are fundamental to our success here at Partner Co. So, first things first, I choose to run my business on Facebook because that is where most of my audience is. You can actually use our system of growth with any platform. However, we do have some unique opportunities for communication and connection with other team members and other teams, sideline, upline, downline, all the things through some Facebook groups. There's some communication shared that way that we typically don't share on other platforms. So I do encourage you to be a part of Facebook for that reason. However, anywhere you are, whatever platform you're on, it should offer an option for setting your profile to professional mode. If you are on Facebook, which is mainly what we're going to discuss here, this is how you do it. So you see on the screen there that when you're on your profile page, there's these three little dots. So when you click those dots, this menu that you see over to the right will open. Mine says turn off professional mode. If that's off already and you're turning it on maybe for the first time or turning it on again, you should see that it will say turn on professional mode. Mine's already on. So this is the screen I have. But you will click that turn on professional mode. Why do you want that? Well, there's a couple reasons. One huge benefit to that is that it will allow you to schedule your posts. Um, so that if you are working, you can go ahead and schedule those posts at any given time and they will run automatically. However, I do encourage you to make those posts at a time of day when you can engage. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. But, I know I have some team members that are educators and they cannot be on their phone or any type of social media during office hours. If that's the case, change the times. I know our system of growth is set up for 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's just because the research has shown that that's when the foot traffic, so to speak, is highest on Facebook in particular. However, you can do it whenever your audience is most available, and we tend to flock with people that are most like us and vice versa. So if you are most available at 7 a.m. and 5 p.m., make your posts at those given times. The other thing, another huge benefit of the professional mode is where you see professional dashboard there. As you begin to engage more and share and run your business here on your personal platform, you will begin to see that option have more information. You can have some insights into how particular posts have done. You can compare your engagement this month as compared to the previous month or the last 90 days. And so sometimes that can be very informative as we are learning to leverage the algorithm of whatever social media platform that you are on. There are a few resources I actually recommend as well um, for your own success in the business. So the first one actually is Boards. It is a free app that you can download whether you have an Apple or an Android device from the App Store from your given device. It is free and you can get some functionality out of it, especially when you're first getting started. It will allow you to share posts up to a certain limit each day. And then after that, it will cut you off, but you still have the option to copy and paste beyond that limit. You can have, I believe, up to 3 boards with the free version. And then beyond that, you would have to do the paid version. You can often find coupons for discounted pricing for boards. I will say the most economical version or option that I've seen is to pay annually. You don't have to do that. If you're just getting started here and you're maybe not sure about everything yet. You can do the free version, or you can choose to do a monthly subscription to boards. Keep in mind that however you choose to use boards, that if you choose a paid version, either monthly or annually, that cost should be a tax deduction for your partner co business. Um, Boards is where we drive our system of growth. Each team sometimes has boards or some assets inside a team board that is particular to that team at the time. There are other boards that are more generic, but tend to have a lot more information that can be overwhelming in the beginning. I say choose the most simplistic board getting started. It's usually a team board, and you can always add to that as you go. Your leaders will equip you with what you need as you grow. And you can also design your own boards if you're using a paid version as well, which is very advantageous from the standpoint of if you see a resource out there, a video, a link to some information, um, a picture somewhere, anything like that that you want to be able to access quickly, you can build your own board so that you have it at the end of your fingers at any moment in time. The other app is actually our business app that you can literally run your business from anywhere. It has the same functionality as our full website does, right in the palm of your hand. Again, that is exclusive to either iOS, Apple devices, or Android, and you can get that in your app store. It is Partner Co Share app, and that is your business app. It looks actually very similar. The screens look very similar to the full website version. Some of it may be north to south rather than east to west as far as format, but it is all still there. Everything you can access on the full website is there on the mobile device app as well. But you log into that app the same way you do your website version. So it's your brand partner ID and your password the same, whether you're on mobile or a full website. I would encourage you if you're just getting started. We do have a source of pay here that is like a bonus. It's called Lifestyle Reward Credits. And you can, when you first open that Partner Co Share app, there are a series of simple videos for training. If you will watch all those in full, and they're very small segments, like they'll be 1 minute, they'll be 3 minutes, and they kind of go in order. If you will watch those videos, you actually get some lifestyle credits for that training for completing the videos. The next resource I strongly encourage you to be a part of when you're just getting started is Partner Co Nation. It is a Facebook group. It is field driven, meaning all of us drive that group. It's a place where you can feel safe to ask any questions that you have of other partners, but it's a great place to learn about upcoming events, whether they be Zoom events, in-person events, especially if they're in your region. Um, Corporate events often are announced on there as well, and reminders for getting registered and how to get registered are all on there. Communication with other team members oftentimes is you can find on that group page. But a huge benefit of this is celebration. Celebration, recognition of all that we achieve. It's good, to be recognized and achieve and celebrated because we don't get enough of that as adults, right? I know at my place of employment, there's no celebration for doing well at your job. You're just given your paycheck. Here, you're celebrated, you're recognized, and I always tell people, go where you're celebrated, not just tolerated. So, it's a good place to be a part of. It's motivational, it's inspiring. If you're just getting started, it's fun to see other people achieving things that you want to achieve, maybe that you have your sights set on, such as a title advancement, um, or hosting an event. All those things are celebrated in there. So it's a great place just to feel good. And, there was a study out a few years ago that said the outcome of that study was that when you celebrate the wins of someone else, your brain interprets that with the hormones that are released just like it's your win. So go and celebrate somebody today. You'll feel as though you've won. Your brain doesn't know the difference. When you're celebrating, whether it's your win or someone else's. So I tell everyone, be sure to comment and celebrate not only your wins, but all of those around you as well. I encourage a social launch. What do we mean by that? We mean the system of growth. When you're first getting started, set up a 7-day social launch, which means the first 7 days of that system of growth in boards. We have the social media post, including all the text and your graphics, all set up for you. Your sponsor or someone in your team can show you exactly how to schedule some of that, but more importantly, how to engage and boost that as well. It is set up on a twice a day posting schedule. Again, I will say if that 9 and 3, that is ideal as far as just when the foot traffic is highest on those platforms. That being said, you may choose to post your partner co-posts at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. And then at 9 and 3, you may want to do a personal post. You may share your morning walk at 9 a.m. You may share an afternoon cup of tea at 3 p.m. You may share a picture of your child or grandchild or puppy dog. You may share an inspirational post or a funny meme, something else besides just Partner Co. Because remember, on social launching and a social media platform, the algorithms behind those platforms are looking for people that are what? Social. So they want you talking to other people, engaging with other people, looking at other people's content, commenting on it. And in return, when you do that, they see you as being more social and they will boost your post organically. I would encourage you to use the scripts that are made for you. So what that is when you open your boards app and open your board that is for the system of growth, that includes the text scripts, the social media posts, the basic resources that you need at your fingertips at all times for your success. In the text scripts, it's set up on a sales process. Now, I will say I did not believe it would work like it does when I started, being completely transparent here. I'm a nurse and I know nothing about sales, but yet I'm excelling here. Why is that? Because some geniuses that are much smarter than I have designed this text script and the social media posts on a sales process. So when you begin to grow a little following and having some people engage on your social media posts, and your social media platform begins to push that out to more people, you'll get more engagement, and inevitably someone's going to ask, hey, tell me about those drops. When they do, here's a couple pro tips. I would respond to every single comment because engagement is engagement is engagement on a social platform. So respond to every comment, but I never discuss price on a public post, but I respond to every comment. So if I have 10 people asking for information or commenting on a post, I will say, I will respond to it in some way, but if they're asking particularly about drops, I will say, hey, Susie Q, glad to see you're interested. I'm going to drop you some information into your messenger. And what that does is it, number one, creates more intrigue and interest and curiosity on your social post. The other thing it does is take that conversation kind of behind the scenes so that you can then discuss price. But what I do is follow those text scripts specifically. The first message when they say, tell me about those drops or send me some information, the very first text number one is, these are body balancing drops. You take them under your tongue 3 times a day. I buy them in bulk to save people money. In essence, that's what it says. So I've not been icky. I've not been salesy. It's very casual conversation, much like you would say yourself. And once they lean in a bit more, because they're still curious, you didn't give them the whole spiel. And the next thing they'll ask is, how much are they? Guess what text script two is? They are X amount of dollars. I buy them in bulk to save people money. Let me know if you would like to have a box and I'll put your name on them. You've not said, please buy a box. You've not said anything other than answer the question they ask. The next question most people ask is, how do I get them? How do I order them? The next text script is, you guessed it, exactly how they can pay you for a box of drops. There are some other resources in there, should someone say. I know, being from a clinical background, I will sometimes have people say, well, what about the ingredients? Tell me what's in them. Or is there a clinical study? Guess what? Where can you find that? It's in boards. It's right there in your same board, ready to click and send. You don't have to know all the science. You just have to know where to find it in your app to send to someone. Super easy. I would also say to not change those up a whole lot, because like I said, the people who are so smart and have been doing this for much longer than I know what they're doing, and they've designed all this. I would also say, just to back up a moment, the social media graphics and posts are very much the same way. They build on one another to create some fear of missing out, more curiosity, more intrigue, and eventually they end up asking. So I would use those just as they are. If there's a grammatical error, leave it. Just post it. That was hard for me in the beginning. Post it, leave it like it is, because why? It makes you appear much more authentic. No one's perfect, right? So let that go. Post it like it is. Post it in order. Because again, that's built out on a social process of sales. So leave it be. The next thing you're going to do once you've sold that box of drops, we have some other information that you will send them, such as the instructions on how to take the drops when they're getting them. You're going to tell them to take a picture and get their measurements and weight. And you're going to follow up every week. Why do we follow up? Because we want repeated sales. We want to help people get to their health goals and achieve that and even more. We want to help them get well from the inside out. We want them to spend their money on a product that they can get the most results from. And so we're going to love on them every week. Guess where? In boards, there's a follow-up plan. It tells you exactly what to send them each week. But one of the most important things you're going to want to do is loop them into a conversation with your sponsor or friend in the business. Why? Because that is your third-party validation. You're going to celebrate their wins, no matter how small. And you're just going to continue to love on them, because that is what many people are seeking, is the support of someone who cares about them, the support of someone who, if they're spending their hard-earned dollars with you, that you care that they get results from their product. I'll be completely honest. When I started here, it went very fast, and I did not do great at this concept. I was not following up as I should. There was a lot of people I lost to follow up. So we actually have a spreadsheet that you can print out that may help you to kind of stay on track with who is due for a 1 week follow-up, a 2 week follow-up, a conversion text, a 3-way text with your sponsor, whatever that is. You may choose to do it with something more automated, like or just a paper and pencil list in a notebook or on a calendar. Whatever method works for you, stick with that. Don't try to do what Susie Q on another team is doing unless that works for you. Try to find the system that is simplest for you and your life because everybody has a different lifestyle. Some people have more free time than others, but everybody's busy. What are you busy doing? Are you at work all day? Or are you traveling? Are you at the ball field with children or grandkids? Everybody's life is different and their busy is different. So find the method that works for you. So when you're following up, as I said, as soon as they are the very first message you send, when they're just getting their drops in hand, whether they're picking them up from you, you're delivering them, or you're shipping them, when they have drops in hand or are about to, you send a getting started text. That's the text that says, can't wait for you to get started and get all the results. You're going to be positive and excited for them. It also says to get your measurements, your picture, your weight. This is just for them. Many people decide later to share them, but when they're getting that first picture and their measurements, they are most likely, I would say the average person doesn't want to do that. So tell them to take it. It's for their eyes only. You're not asking them to send it to you. You just want them to have something for comparison later. And later on in the process, they may say, hey, you're not going to believe the comparison between a month ago and now. They may send it to you. If they do, always get their consent before you share their pictures. But if they don't want it shared, that's okay. They are seeing the difference for themselves. And that's the whole purpose because it is just that another form of confirmation that what they're doing is making changes in their health. And also always remind them of their non-skill victories. We'll talk a little bit about that through the process. So they have their drops in hand. You've sent them their getting started text. It also has in there the food plan attached. And then the next week, and that's when you have set them up for success. You're going to also, I know in our team's board, there is a schedule of alarms. It's just to get them taking the drops in a given time frame, kind of getting in the habit. So I personally send a text message that tells them to set up their phone with alarms. They can change those alarm times again to whatever fits their current life and their day, whatever their day looks like. They may sleep in every day and stay up late. They may be up super early and go to bed super early. They may be someone who works night shift. So they may have to change the actual times that their alarms go off, but it gives them the idea of how to do that in their phone. You may, over that first few days, send them a nice recipe, um, share a tip, be sure and drink your water. Cut out white rice. If you're going to have a potato, have a sweet potato. Be sure and try and have a healthy fat at each meal. Something from this system that may be helpful to them. What is a healthy fat? It is avocado, coconut, and just give them a little tidbit to go on. Something that makes this a little simpler for them. Week 2, this is when you're going to loop them in with your friend or sponsor or sideline sister or brother. But you're going to celebrate them. So week 2, you're going to message them, be very positive. What I mean by that is you're not going to say, hey, Susie, so tell me about the drops. Y'all, we are negative by nature. All of us pretty much are negative by nature. And if we leave a question like that, our mind typically goes to the worst thing. We're always our own worst critics, right? If we were asking them how their husband had done on the drops, most likely they would be much more positive than if we asked them how they did on the drops. So I may be texting my friend Susie. I'm going to spin it positive and lead her mind in that direction. And it may be something small that Susie is feeling so far. Doesn't matter what it is, we're going to celebrate it like she just won the lottery. Because number one, we can't be celebrated enough, right? We want to be seen. It's human nature to want to be seen and loved and cared about. And so that's what we're going to give them. And if they stick with this long enough, they will see the big results. So I'm going to message my friend Susie, who has purchased drops, and I'm going to say, Susie, girl, tell me all the good things. What all are you feeling in your body so far? All the good things, tell them to me. And naturally, Susie, and I love to do actually a voice text for that because I like for them to hear my excitement. When my voice and my energy is up here, they're more likely to go there as well. We tend to mirror what's in front of us, right? So if I say, "Hey, Susie, so how'd you do on the drops this week?" Or if I say, "Susie, I'm so excited for you, girl. Tell me all the wins, all the good things this week. Tell me what you're doing on the drops. I know it's fabulous." Sometimes I'll say, "Susie, tell me your favorite thing about the drops." And so I'm not leaving that open to negativity, right? I'm leading them positive. And so I'm going to ask them for that win. I'm going to celebrate that win. If Susie says, "Well, I haven't lost a dang pound, but let me tell you, I'm sleeping like a baby." Susie, girl, that is a win because you've only been on the drops a week. And that tells me that the drops are working in your system. They're making a difference for you. Keep going. I'm so proud of you. And then I'm going to send a three-way message with Susie and my sponsor. And I'm going to say, "Hey, sponsor," I'm going to put their name in there. I never call them sponsor to Susie, my dropper, right? They're my friend. Susie doesn't know what a sponsor is. She's not in this business, but she knows that I have a friend named Haley that's also doing this. And so I may say in the three-way text message, "Hey, Haley, I've got to tell you about Susie's wins. Susie, this is my friend Haley. She is going to be here for you too. Um, Haley, isn't that great that Susie hadn't lost any weight yet, but she says she's getting the best sleep of her life." Haley's going to chime in and say, "Susie, that's amazing. That means the drops are doing something and making some difference for you. This time next week, I can't wait to hear what your wins are." That also leads Susie into remembering that not everything is about weight, right? She's going to notice when her joint pain is decreased, her swelling is better. Um, Again, she's sleeping better. She may be less irritable. She may have more energy. Whatever it is, Susie's going to be recognizing that it's from the drops. The next week, we're looking for the reorder or the conversion. So this is where we begin to talk about, "Hey, Susie, you're doing so great in this program. Listen, it takes 90 days to really get the full benefit. So tell me," now I'm not saying, "Hey, you're going to want another box." I'm leading her to the next box, right? So I'm going to say, "You're going to be needing another box. So tell me which way is best for you. You can always reorder from me. I sell at 160. You can always reorder from me at 160 a box, or we can sign you up with a membership for an even bigger discount. Or there's a third option, girl. You can get my discount and earn some money. You let me know which one of those options you're most interested in." Regardless of what Susie says, I'm good with it. I'm not going to be disappointed if she doesn't want to sign up with the 30 pack today. I'm going to take it for what Susie wants. But more than likely, Susie's going to say, "Well, I mean, I'm always up for a discount." That's a door open to tell her more. So you can actually get a wholesale discount, much like Sam's or Costco. Or you can get that discount and have the option to earn. Which one is better for you? When you lead them down this path, they're in control. I'm just giving them the options so that when they say they want a 4-pack and a membership, or they want to hear more about earning, That's when I give them that information. But they have now raised their hand and they've taken ownership of that decision. I've not coerced Susie into coming in here as a brand partner, but she has said, I mean, I'm really feeling great and I might like to tell my friends about it. Tell me how I would earn. Um, and then what am I going to do? I'm going to loop her back in a conversation with my friend, Haley, whoever your friend is or sponsor is. Sometimes you can have a sideline person or a downline person or any other person in the business be what we call a 2x2. It's your third party validation person. And you're going to say, hey, Haley, Susie is interested in getting a bigger discount on products and maybe having the option to earn some money. Would you mind sharing what her options are for that or sharing more details about that? So there's a couple things of that. Can I tell Susie about those options? Absolutely. I know those options. I do this same third-party validation for other people as well. So I'm perfectly capable of doing that. But here's what. I'm already coaching Susie Q to do the same thing that I'm doing now. If I want Susie to come in here and work the business and bring me calls and texts for third party validation because it increases the conversion rate and the success of that person as they come into the business, because not only are you bringing them in with that third party validation and coaching, you're also helping them to have a relationship with other people on the team, other people who are going to support them to win. And so they come in here knowing that they're not doing it alone. That gives them more confidence coming in. They don't realize they're already getting coaching, but they are. So you want to set them up for the greatest success. So I'm going to ask my sponsor, Haley, my friend, to give them more information. And it improves your rate of conversion and their success rate going forward when you do that. Now, the next week, whether they chose to not order anything else, whether they choose to reorder from you, whether they choose to be a member and get a discount, or get a deeper discount and earn money, whatever they are choosing, you're going to love on them. So let's say, just to be super conservative here, Susie's not ready for a membership yet, but she does want to stay on drops. You know what I'm going to do for Susie? I'm going to love on her. And I'm going to kind of repeat this process as long as Susie is on products. I will begin to drop in nuggets of other products. I may ask Susie, so I want you to get the absolute best results. Tell me a little bit about your ultimate health goals. What other things are you seeing that have not been addressed by the drop so far? She may say she has digestive issues. In response to that, I can guide her on what products to add in for optimal results for her. It may be the greens, it may be probiotics, whatever it is, I can guide her down that path so that she gets the ultimate results from her products and can save the most money on them going forward. Guess what comes of that? Everybody wins. Susie wins by getting the best results with the deepest discount. I win by getting paid on recurring orders. So everybody is happy. The other thing that comes from that, continuing to love on them despite whether they order, become a member or a brand partner or not, is that they become loyal. When you are helping them win with their hard-earned dollars and their effort to get the best results, you're being loyal to them and they're going to be just as loyal to you going forward. When they have other people who are asking them how they're feeling so good and how they're losing weight and how they're sleeping great at night, how they're no longer irritable during the day, how they have energy in the afternoon without having to have that cup of coffee or energy drink in the afternoon, guess what? They're going to tell them to call you. So always keep that in mind that customer service is always at the forefront, and we call customer service love. So if you have questions, I'm certainly here to help. I've got my number on the screen there. Jot it down or take a screenshot. I'm more than willing to help anytime I can, regardless of whether you're in a team page where I am or not. If you're seeing this video, then contact me. I'm happy to help. But ask someone. I will say that, whether it's me or whether it's someone else, ask. There are no silly questions here. So believe me when I say there are no dumb questions because I've asked them all. I beat you to the punch. I've asked it all. If I don't know, or if whoever you're asking doesn't know, we will find out and get back to you. If they don't, reach to another person. Ask your sponsor, ask your upline, ask a sideline person, but ask. Don't sit and wonder what the answer is or what's best in a given situation. We are here to help you succeed. We are all here together because in Partner Co, we really are better together. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Have a great day, and I hope this has been helpful to you. If so, share it with someone new. Bye bye.